Where'd it go? Awesome. I'm so excited that you guys are here. We're actually doing a Real Deal Dream Team recap of Pharmacy Energy 2025, which is what Pharmacy calls their convention. And this was all of our first conventions here. And I mean, I know my brain is still trying to recap everything. A few people are going to share, we're going to share some of the announcements, our takeaways, because it definitely was a different experience. So I want to kind of start by saying we all joined Pharmacy by either grabbing the 1999 kit or they have some other random, different size kits. And some of us started like, oh, we're just going to play with the products or we're going to work the business. Now we know you get 50% off when you shop and you get 50% commissions that are paid within 3 days. And our team has kind of taken off in a big way. I think all of us can say we're surprised on how it's a lifestyle brand. There's so many different products. And we're going to talk about some of the new product announcements that were at convention. And then another thing I think that sets us apart too is just how the company pours into us. And there is no website fees, no monthly minimums. So you caught a different vibe of the community while you were there. So I'm going to just start off by saying this was, gosh, my seventh convention ever with a company. And I went in just being very open minded. I had to know that like pharmacy was different from where I came from. And so I was like, I don't have any expectations. I'm just going to go in and soak it all in and act like a newbie. So I just felt like a sponge and went in there very open minded. I also earned the experience, which Tam's going to talk for. So it was a little bit different. They put us in a different hotel, which she'll talk about. And it was in the Wasco Center in Miami. Miami is a great place for an influencer pharmacies. And if you want to make content, there's so many opportunities there to make content. So what I'm actually going to do is pass it on to Tamara to kind of share about some of the experiences and her takeaways.
Hi, friends. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Brittany. And it's so good to see everybody's faces. And I know that this is also combined. This is obviously a convention recap, but it's also an opportunity call for those who are thinking about maybe joining pharmacy in our amazing community and family here. And I just wanted to speak to something that Brittany's said. Basically, you just changed the view on there. You kind of freaked me out for a second. Okay. I wanted to say that I started in direct sales all the way back in 2017, and this will resonate with a lot of people on the call too that are already with pharmacy that maybe are thinking like, gosh, I wish I could be doing more. They're thinking like, I want more. I'm kind of hungry, but I'm a little timid. Convention always fires you up, okay? If you haven't been to an in-person convention, it is the most exhilarating thing to be with community. And for me, I started in 2017, but I actually did not start working my actual business until I lost my job during COVID. I had a full-time corporate job. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, wow, okay, I don't really have many options. I need to crack down. I've got a business opportunity at the time, literally at my fingertips. So I dove in and I said, I'm committed to this. If I was watching Brittany at the time, I was watching Brittany. I said, if Brittany can do this, I can do this. And all of you who are on this call, you can say, if she's doing this, I can do this too. And you just have to commit. Okay. So fast forward, somebody who started in the direct sales industry back in 2017 didn't even give it a shot because I was too nervous. I was too scared. What's everybody going to think about me? Well, guess what? Those people weren't paying my bills when I lost my job in 2020, right? So I had to commit. I had to lock down and I said, all right, you can do this. Forget about what they're saying. Forget about what they might be thinking. Because guess what? Honestly, they're not really paying attention to you until you tell them to pay attention to you. And then you can get really successful with this business. So fast forward, this is, I don't know, my fifth or sixth convention. It was absolutely amazing. I went from absolutely no customers, no teammates, no followers, nothing. I built this up to now what I am today. I do have over 1,000 people on my team, amazing rock stars, and I had the privilege and honor of being part of two experiences with this pharmacy convention that come with a higher rank, but they're achievable ranks. That's the coolest thing. We had multiple of our girls at the first night. It was a bronze night, so we got to all come in a little bit early. We were invited to the our CEO and president's mansion in, which is right on the water. It's at Star Island. Actually, it's Hibiscus Island in Miami. It's special access, and they had hors d'oeuvres and they had beverages, and it was just beautiful. It was the most amazing experience because it wasn't pressuring. It wasn't like, here, we're going to give you this big speech and talk to you about all these cool things. It was truly just, we recognize you and your hard work. We appreciate you for showing up with your pharmacy businesses. We're going to take an evening to spoil you, make you feel seen. It was red carpet. We walked up, and Emre, our president, and Sinan, our CEO, were mingling with us, talking with us like we're friends. We got pictures with them. We got to hang with our girls, our teammates. It was wonderful. So that was bronze night. And now remember, these are a little bit leadership ranks, right? So we're kicking it off with like, I'm going to strive for this. But everybody here felt welcome, and you're going to hear more about that on the call. I'm just kind of kicking it off with high note. So another rank that they really honored and appreciated at this particular convention was the platinum directors. And these, again, like I said, these are directorship ranks, but they are achievable. I was nobody in this community, and I trusted myself. I gave myself time. I stayed consistent. I kept showing up just like everybody else who's earned this too. And Platinum Experience was diva.
Hi.
They put us on the beach
Mhm.
at this beautiful hotel, Grand Beach Hotel in Miami. We had transportation everywhere, even from registration. When we got to Miami, my mom is on my team, and we went together, and we were at registration, and it was raining, and for the Platinum Experience, they took us everywhere. They had the transportation. My mom and I were the only people on this big bus that they took back to the hotel for us to check in, and we felt like such VIP. Our hotel stay was paid for. Our tickets were paid for. We had floor seating at the entire convention, which again, you'll hear more about it, but we felt seen, we felt appreciated, we felt like we were VIP. It wasn't just a feeling, it truly was. We were treated, I mean, two tables down from us, see this Sinan and Emre, the CEO themselves, like the corporate table was right there with us the entire time. I can't tell you how it felt to be partnered with a company like we already know we're in the right place, but like Brady said, this is our first convention. The fact that they were right there with us through all the speakers, all of the news, all of the updates, everything, the product launches, everything. They were right there with us. It was the most amazing experience. And just remember, you can do this too, no matter where you are in your journey. Whether you're brand new thinking about coming into direct sales, or maybe you're striving, maybe you're at 3%, maybe you're at 6, maybe you're at 12, maybe you're at 22 and you're shooting to be director, set your goals high, because no matter what, your momentum is going to take you to these places. So I'm going to leave it at that. It was wonderful, and all of you are capable of this. And I'm going to let Brittany hand it off to our next speaker.
Thank you so much. And that was a really good takeaway and recap. And so, also, there was another experience that I was invited to. I was the only one this year, but I know we'll have more next year. Was an Emerald brunch, Emerald and Up brunch. And that was also at the mansion. And I had no idea what I was walking into. And again, I was thinking it was going to be high pressure. When I'm used to being invited to things like that, it was always official and there's announcements. No, it was literally chill, use the mansion to take content, talk with us, meet the other leaders. And I was just like, okay, like this is a vibe I can get behind leading into convention. Like, and I was just like, I was like, are they going to talk? Are they going to say, like, no, it was just mingle, get to know people. It's about to be crazy and hectic. And so it was really, really cool and exciting. So if you're here, Pharmacy, if you're not familiar, we are, again, I said a lifestyle brand. We have 500 products, tons that hit every notch. And a big part of convention was product launches. And so I'm going to have Rachel kind of talk about the product launches, the vibe around the excitement around it, and what do we have? What did we launch?
Hi, guys. My name is Rachel. Can you hear me now? All right. Rachel. It's working, right? And I am a mom of two little ones. I'm also a teacher, and this is my fourth year in direct sales, but my first convention here with Farmasi, and I started here in February, so I'm a director. And as Brittany was saying, we have some new launches. So let's get into it. First, I want to show you guys this beautiful 75-year palette. So Farmasi has been around 75 years, you guys. This is not a brand new company, 75 years. It is newer in the direct sales area, but it really has a family legacy. It is beautiful. There are 28 shades in here, and we're blurring a bit, but look at that. It even has some number 75s on it. It is absolutely stunning. You get some classic shades with a contemporary twist. So that's one of the products. This is also available in Canada right now, which is good to know. And then I do not have both of them on me right now, but we got two new shakes, meal replacement shakes in fabulous flavors. So they completely reformulated these. And the new flavors are cream caramel as well as cookie crumble. So that is super exciting. And they actually taste phenomenal. So I was able to try these as well as the new L-carnitine because I had the VIP experience, which I'll touch upon a little bit after this. And they really taste good. I usually have to add a bunch of things to my shakes because I'm not a huge shake girl. I don't know who else is. Let me know what your favorite shake is if you've tried ours. But my favorite was definitely the caramel, which I thought was going to be really sweet. And I know Emery has actually lost 66 pounds within the last 2 years. And he said caramel's his favorite too. He is our president. So that's exciting. And then the L-carnitine, not only do we have a new flavor, which I actually don't mind this flavor. These are our L-carnitine shots, which come currently in a pack of 15. And they're nice little small individual sizes. But the new one, which is new formula, comes in a bigger bottle. So this is actually our old bottle of Aloe Glow, but the new L-carnitine is pretty much the same size as the newer Aloe Glow, which also makes it so much easier production-wise. So these fat burning shots, if you've ever heard us talk about the fat burning shots are back in stock, these are them. It is so good. It actually tastes like candy, which is sort of like a problem, but it's fabulous. I tasted it and honestly wanted more. And the good thing about the L-carnitine is that it helps your body turn fat into energy, supports post-workout recovery, and enhances training sessions. So if you haven't added it to your cart yet, you're definitely going to want to, as well as the new meal replacement shakes if you didn't like any of our old ones, because when I tell you they're really good, even just with water or like almond milk, not mixing a bunch of things in, they're really good. Speaking of VIP, I did mention I was able to try these because I had a VIP ticket. And once they talked about the new launches, they actually came around with trays with little samples of both the shakes and the L-carnitine. We all ran over. We were like, oh my gosh, because we were right around the tables of the Platinum Plus. And we all got swag, and VIPs got a little extra swag too. We had a red carpet entrance. We had our own lobby, which even had a claw machine where we could win prizes. And the prizes were actual full size products of different Farmasi products, and each day was different. So we went in the first day and the claw machine had all these different products, and you got to go back multiple times. They didn't stop you. And then the next day it was completely different products. So we were like, what? That was really cool. We even got fed lunch and dinner and had drinks, so soft drinks, beverages, and even dessert some days too. So it was totally amazing. The VIP entrance just made you feel like you were really special. And having that extra little lounge too was nice because I know conventions can be loud and sometimes you just need a little breakaway. So that was nice to have that little lounge area too. So let me see
Where's
if
Rachel quit putting her damn hair up on top of her head?
what happened. Oh, okay. I also just wanted to say with that VIP experience, it wasn't that much more expensive than the general admission. And we also had direct access to the CEO and president too. They would come into the VIP area. We could take pictures with them. We could mingle. And it was just really, really amazing. So if you are considering coming to convention next year, those who did go, we already have access, which includes the president tour, which is amazing, which I'm sure somebody will talk about. So the fact that that includes an entrance to the president's tour within your ticket, that's another expense. That's another reason why VIP is so amazing. But I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to take up too much time, but I am totally on fire. I am currently a director here. Within my second month, I maintained every single month while teaching, while momming with a 4 and 6 year old. I'm telling you guys, this is the place to be. And I am so ready to rank up and hit the golden trip next year. I'll pass it back off to Brittany, and I'm just so, so thankful to be a part of this culture and team here.
Awesome. Such a great recap. And so other things that they announced too, we have another product called Recharge. We didn't get it there, but it's normally in like it's coming out in packets now, in which we all have been asking for. So it's the same product, but they just like the excitement around the product announcements. And here's the thing, product announcements launches, they don't happen just once a year at Farmasi. They happen all the time. And remember, we're a global company, so they also have conventions all through the year. And actually, Mexico has one coming up October 4th. So there's always going to be constantly. So just like hyping up like these new, they just had to try to make it bigger. And you felt the energy, the music, and it was nuts. Like I was just like, oh my gosh. So I absolutely appreciated having the VIP lounge when it got a little crazy, right? We love that. Being able to sneak into the bathroom, maybe grab a chair. And I was blown away that there was like even food offerings there. I had no idea that that was even a part of the ticket. So that was just extra in my mind. And so, like Rachel said, you can get early bird tickets right now. I think it's $199. It might, and then, but normally I think it's like $399. I could be off, but anyways, it's like way lower right now. And it's in Miami again. We don't have the dates and we don't know the venue, just fall 2026. So that's kind of what's going on. But thank you so much, Rachel. So next, wait, is it me? Yes, it's me. I'm talking now. Hi. Okay. So I was like, wait a second. So another really exciting thing when you're at conventions, which I'm going to say Farmasi has been so good about announcing different things that are coming and or like adjusting. Anytime we came in, we're like, hey, can we have this? Can we have this? So they actually announced a few different tech business tool updates. And the biggest thing that stood out to me when they were sharing why they were doing it is they were like, listen, we want to make your business simple because when your business is simple, then people are consistent. And so they are so dedicated to doing that to us. And one of the things that stood out to me is there are certain things that we came in February, asked for, and they're like, okay, because we own our own tech. So it's very different. And I can say this knowing being at a company where we didn't own our own tech, it was very hard to get any type of change to the back office. There were things that I asked for in 2018. By the time I was done in 2025, still weren't there. Here, it can be, depending on what it is, a week later, a month later. Obviously, certain things are a little more complicated. So, anyways, like I said, I don't want to take your guys' time. So, I'm going to share a few of the really exciting business tools that will be launching. Some are available right now, and then others will be October 1st. So, it's not like, oh, this is coming, wait for it, and then it never comes. It's like literally in a few weeks. So, the one thing that's back now in your back office, it's an assistant, it's a task manager. There's gonna be so many different things. Go back there and play with it. If you're an influencer right now, it literally will tell you like, hey, this person hasn't ordered, follow up with this person. It gives you an idea of a message you can send to them. You can make your own task. All through, you have access to their email right there. You have access to their text, so you can text them or call them. That was really exciting as just far as like the business standpoint. Another one that I'm really excited about is the virtual try on. So virtual try on is like you can upload your selfie and every single makeup item you can try literally and see what it looks like on you. And that's going to be for foundations and concealers and different things like that. Another one is a product testimonial library. And this is such a need. Not everyone's on Facebook. Not everyone's, yes, look at Tam right there. That is so cool. I know I was like, I should have added some of these. I'm going to spotlight you. What? Yeah, literal virtual try on, guys. So every single shade, just take a picture or right there. So another thing that I'm really excited about is the product testimonial in the field, like a whole library. And so everyone's going to be able to share from their customers, and it's going to be a one place that everyone can go in and look. Oh my gosh, my customer wants to know how the shakes are working. My customers want to know about Flaunt It. All again back there for us to use a tech thing. The biggest one that I'm really excited about, and this really blows me away because this was a suggestion in June at the Diamond Brunch, was we were like, can we have like a chat GPT for pharmacy? And so we are literally a chat bot. It's going to be there all around pharmacy. You guys know, if you're an influencer here already, how often we depend on chat GPT. It's all going to be around our products. So it's an AI chat bot, be able to ask certain questions about products, and it's going to learn from us. So the more we use it, the more that it's going to learn. So I'm really, really excited about that. And another thing and these are all like within October, that's coming sooner, gift cards. How amazing are gift cards? Everything is going to be through the app in the back office. Gift cards are so great for your business. I love how I'm already thinking of ways I can use them. We're going in the holiday season, guys. People are just going to want to give out gift cards. Yes, holidays, free shipping, your own promos, and different things like that. You don't know what someone wants, they can get a gift card. So those were a few really, really exciting. Oh, and a color match tool. I don't know if you have that one. So that kind of goes with the virtual try on, a color match for the foundations and concealers. So those were just like, this is just our random, they've been working on these. We have a date all October, except for the task manager, which is out now. The gift card will be before month end. They actually said everyone in attendance will get a $10 gift card to use, kind of breaking it in. And that was the other cool thing when Rachel was sharing about the products. If you went to convention, you got to go there and pick up those products that were launching and have your hands on them. And you didn't have to pay for shipping, so it was a special pricing. And so, which is always really cool. We do suggest, here being a lifestyle brand, being a product of the product. So being able to grab it. So my biggest thing is when you're with Farmasi, they're so committed to the tools. This is just the beginning. They're not like, oh, we're done. They're like, no, what can we have to make your business simpler and easier? And I mean, I'm really excited in just this short time, the advancements as far as tech. So the next person we're going to go into is, I'm really excited to introduce Katie. I'm going to remove Tam as a spotlight here. Let's see, there we are. I'm going to spotlight Katie. Katie is going to actually share about, we had so many amazing speakers. So many, there's, I'm saying powerful, like I was in goosebumps, so many different notes. And she's actually going to share about how that felt from her point of view, how, what she's learned from it and kind of her takeaway there.
Hi guys. My name is Katie Kwiatkowski. This was my let's see, two, three, four. This was my fifth in-person event. And like Brittany, I was a little nervous, not sure what to expect since it was new for me, but I love learning from others. So I'm the type of person, the more details you can give me, the better I am. Like, I want to know everything. I ask lots of questions, and I'm all about like learning from others and taking away different things. One thing I thought was amazing were all of our keynote speakers and our panelists came from the field. So the people who were doing the work, putting the work in every single day and getting the results were the people who were sharing with us, right? They shared stories about their personal lives and what has helped them find success. On day one, we had a one of our amazing uplines, Isa. She shared 5 things to set you up for success. We also had a daily momentum checklist from the one and only Brittany P. Powers. Our panelist was our first day one panel was filled with a bunch of wonderful people as well. Tamara being one of them. She shared how to be your authentic self, and the other ladies on the panel with her also shared how to use AI tools to help your business. We actually had 5 ChatGPT prompts given to us. So not only were we given hearing these amazing stories and all of these, what is working for these wonderful leaders, but they also gave us tools to walk away with to help better our business as soon as we came home, or even that evening if we decided to put the work into action while we were there, which I thought was great. Day two, we had showing up on social media, using the stats that they give you in social media, helping to build a community around all of within social media and all of that stuff, and creating a signature series, which actually came with a complete how-to guide from start to finish. So again, having the tools that you can literally leave with and get to work and be successful. Day two had a wonderful panel as well, which was all about stepping into leadership and leading by example. So the last quote that they left us with, it really hit me. So I'm going to share it all with you guys. It said, "When you fly, they run. When you run, they walk. And when you stop, they also stop." So being the type of leader who not only talks the talk, but also walks the walk and is doing the things with your team, is going to make your team that much stronger, right? And they shared tips and tricks with us how they go about running and leading their team. The thing I kept hearing throughout all of the speakers as they spoke throughout the 2 days, and the biggest thing that impacted me was, despite all of the things that life throws us and all of the crazy, circumstances we may find ourselves in, the theme that kept coming up was they all refused to quit. They just kept going, and no matter what odds were stacked against them, they found a way to become successful. And if that's not inspiring, I don't know. It just touched me so much. No family support, people thinking they're crazy, working 2 jobs, finishing nursing school, all kinds of different circumstances, and they just refused to quit. They knew that they wanted this life, and they just kept going until they reached it. I mean, that's just inspiring to me. Um, they all knew that there had to be more, and they didn't stop when things got hard, right? And one of the other biggest things that I love most about these types of events is the community. We all get to come together, many of us already knew each other. Some of us, some people I had only met online and never met on like face to face. So meeting people that you've only seen on a screen is really fun. Meeting new people that you've never met before, finding your community and linking arms with like-minded women and some great men too, who are there to cheer you on and lift you up when you might not have that kind of support at home, or maybe you're the type of person who has never come from a big friend group or any of that kind of stuff. But in these types of situations, you get to link arms with people who just love you, and it fills my cup so much to be a part of this kind of event and all of these lovely ladies. I love you guys so much. So I'm done.
I literally got goosebumps just hearing you talk about the speakers. And you're right, there was a common theme. And like, I had a moment where I got teared up during the event one night, like honestly, because I just looked around and I saw the people and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow. Like we're here. We are all here, all for so many different reasons, and we're here together and we're all doing this. And I think that is powerful. And I could jump on a Zoom call with you guys every night and I'm not gonna get that feeling. Does that make sense? Like I love you guys, we're all, but it's not the same at all. And there were so many takeaways. You're right. Like stuff that I was thinking that a lot of people that spoke, they're influencers, they work their business. Now they're professionals. They offer coaching courses and stuff that people charge for. And all we did was pay for our convention ticket. We probably got $10,000 to $20,000 worth of training content, takeaways, courses just from listening to those people. So that was really, really amazing. Thank you so much for sharing what you got. The next one I'm really, really excited to hear. I want to find Megan here because she definitely has this I think was, where are you at, Megan? Why can't I know. I'm like, can you hold your hand up? No, I'm trying to find you. Are you on the first screen?
Maybe.
It's not. Oh, there you are. Perfect. I want to spotlight you. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and allow you to introduce yourself and your story because I think everyone's going to want to definitely hear your takeaway from this convention.
Hey guys, my name's Megan. I just joined Farmasi back in May. And not only am I new to Farmasi, I am new to direct sales in general. I have never been selling anything on social media. I've never hosted, sales parties or anything like that. And then this definitely was my first convention ever. I was really excited to go because I started to, get to build some relationships with other women on social media because you're posting reels or what have you. And naturally, you just start to build relationships that way and get to know each other. But it was amazing being able to meet not just the women that I started to build relationships with, but really just get to know so many other women as well from different backgrounds, different interests. But yeah, it's hard when you are in your 30s, 40s, 50s plus to be able to meet women that have similar interests and values. And so it really is just a great community. And, some nights we were just dancing away and when was the last time you do that, right? You go, it kind of felt our very last night, it felt like it was a concert dance, a Coldplay concert. And it gives me chills every time I watch the videos. But yeah, I would say the community was a big thing for me. And really just linking arms with women that are, in your personal life, probably going to be lifelong friends as those relationships develop. But then on top of it, it just kind of helps bolster your confidence too when you start sharing additional things and trying to navigate building your brand and how you want that to look. So that's a huge perk, in my opinion. If anything, the number one perk going to a conference is just having that experience, building those relationships. And then one big takeaway for me as well, we had 6 of our uplines speak at conference, and that really told me like I am in the right place. And I have the right role models to follow when it comes to just navigating how I want my brand to look. Honestly, each one of those two are so very different from each other, which is what's amazing. Like our two of those people being Tamara and Brittany, but like Tamara really talked about being authentically you. And so you see that amongst all of those 6 uplines on our team. Each one of them are very different, but also so similar in, fun ways. And so it really helps you figure out like, okay, well, what do I want to represent? And how do I want to reach out to the type of people that I want my customer base to be. Not that you necessarily get to choose that, but so that really stood out to me. And then another key takeaway was, just reminding yourself that the effort you put in is really the effort you're going to get out. And then also consistency is everything. So if you show up every day, people are going to expect that. But if you stop showing up, like they're just going to stop showing up because you're not being consistent. Which kind of leads me into my next point that stood out to me and was a key takeaway. People don't always want to see like your good days. And this is part of being authentically you. Show up every day, even on the days where you're fighting to get through. So going into, this next year, that's really one of my goals of mine as well. And then the last two, to make sure you're educating before selling. So, we start using products sometimes because we want to solve a problem, right? And so maybe it's something to do with your hair or your skin's dry or you have acne, or talk about your problem first and then introduce the product and how it's solved your problem. And so I'm really trying to make that a new goal as well. And that was definitely a key takeaway, which leads me into my next point, which is lead with servitude, right? So how can you help them? Not please buy from me. I need you to buy from me. So really keeping that in mind. And there's so much more reward in that as well. I find more reward in that. And then I tend to get more engagement that way as well. So basically, just to wrap all of that up, I'm beyond excited to be surrounded by leaders who kind of like, Katie said, they don't just talk the talk, but, they show up and they do it and they live it. So yeah. And with that being said, I joined in May, but I'm already just shocked by how much success I'm having already. I have, gosh, I think 13, 14 girls on my team already, which is just amazing. And I'm just having a lot of fun watching that momentum grow, figuring out what works. Some stuff doesn't work at all, but then you learn from that and you just pivot. And so, yeah, definitely feel like I'm in the right place. And at conference, I really realized like this is the right time too. The momentum's here. And Brittany, you really talked about that, the momentum's here. Like now is the time to ride that wave. So yeah.
That was so, I love hearing from you because it's not only like like you're new to pharmacy, right, May, but you're like new to the industry. And so you have a fresh palette, like and that like really is, it helps me to hear from you, honestly, and like your thoughts. And I think everyone can know, but I think a really good example too, that I want to point out is you and Tam have been like lifetime friends, like childhood friends, right? So you watched her through her whole Color Street career. And you weren't like, hey girl, give me that link. You were like, this attracted you and that's another thing of pharmacy. And if you've been in another company, like it attracts so many different people. And like you even used the example of we are different, but we all are having success because this company has something for everyone. That's really it. And I think that like just kind of clicked on like and thinking of that you watched Tam and you probably like you support her. And I have friends like that too. I have someone on here like she watched me through and she wasn't ever interested in Color Street. Pharmacy interested.
I have to say though, it was really inspiring for me as a leader and as like just as a friend in general, because I don't pressure anybody. Nobody pressures us. That's icky, right? That's what gives us that gives this industry like bad vibes, right? So Megan and I were hanging out, and we'll save it for another call, but her story's pretty inspiring because she was like, I watched herself talk herself into it. She's like, I do love these products. Like she was at my house, and then she was like, she got home and she's like, I want those eye patches that we used every single morning, and she found herself craving it. And she was like, okay, I could do this, and then here she is, like she said, 15 teammates, her first convention, being inspired by others. And like, we're just getting started around here.
Yep.
This is not just for Megan. All of us are just getting started.
That's yeah, but we were all brand new. February, I still would consider brand new. I said that I think of, I was a big leader at my former company, and there were people that hadn't even joined in my first 7 months that ended up being 6, 7 figure earners. Literally the beginning, right? And I think of that all the time. But yeah, that just was very eye opening and welcome and awesome going all in. And that's the other thing I always say, like. Of course, I do this to make an income, but even if I didn't, the community and the friendships, I had no idea how to do that, in my 40s and with, how things were. So I'm always grateful for that. I want to
And
go ahead.
oh,
Okay.
I was going to say something
Yes.
off of that with the community, Brittany, because I think too, something that's so amazing here is also how humble our leaders are that make substantial money, right? So one of our biggest leaders, which is literally the biggest in the company, which is our highest leader, LA, she was there and she is just so down to earth. You'd never know that she makes like millions, right? She is so sweet. She's willing to talk to you. Like, I've been in situations where you try to talk to a higher up leader and they're like, who are you? I don't know you. What's your name? Like, what's your status? And it's not like that here. Like, everyone is just so sweet and so humble. And it was like a shock to me because I wasn't expecting that. I'm also from the New York area, so I'm used to people being rude. But that was just amazing. I think that's a huge perk in our company, especially to have that direct access to her too. And the fact that she was even willing to come to our team event too, when I mean, she's probably loaded like day to night.
Well, even the fact she was at the convention, this isn't her. She's in Pharmacy Mexico. She has team here, which is cool. It was literally just to support her girls that were being recognized in the US, not like she was going to be. So that was really cool. So, next and last but not least, I actually want to kick it to KB because, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to introduce yourself, how many conventions you're running. But I want to hear, like, I know anyone that knows you're an observer. You soak everything in, no matter what. And so hearing your vibe, you've been to different conventions, and then just talk about some of the future events and other things that we may have forgotten.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm KB. So I've been in direct sales for 7 years now, and I can honestly say that this is the first time where I walked into a situation where I genuinely felt like I knew a core group of people and that we all had one another's backs. Like we were just, where can we go? What can we do? Who can we learn from? What's next? So that energy, it was just so contagious. The biggest thing though is that that trickles down from the top, right? So I just felt a whole different vibe from our presidents, from our CEO. Like they are beyond excited for our wins. And let me establish this for you guys. Let me just put out some facts here really quick. We had, I think it was over 125 people from Dream Team here already. Mind you, some people had been here for like 5 months, 6 months, 7 months. We haven't been here for a very long time. There was a huge core group of Dream Team. So it's like everywhere you turned, in a pocket, you were running into someone, which was really cool and sweet to do. I have social anxiety. Everyone that knows me knows that I am not good in crowds, but everyone that was there pretty much knows that. So I had like a lot of like one-on-one times with people and just really a lot more intimate conversations. So when we all got together, one of the biggest things that we were talking about was the energy in the room of like, there's a security that was just contagious within the business here. All the things to come, all of the things that are happening, you don't have to worry if the company is going to have issues. You don't have to think about something going wrong or sideways when there's all of these other companies that pulled conventions and conferences. There's all of these other companies that no longer get together. There's all these other companies that are just not they're not doing these things anymore, right? So like having these things and we're just growing, like the US market is still so small that our convention probably looks small to a lot of people that came from another company because we are so new here. So I think that that was really cool that we could all say, like, we're here in the beginning when the conference was, a quarter of the size that we're used to, and we're going to watch that grow as we're building because we're multiplying. People are coming in left, right, and center, and that the opportunity is really real here. So to me, that was the biggest takeaway of just realizing everything that was here to soak up, because to me, that's what motivates me the most is when I see the potential of a business and I see what can help other people. And so my friends can make money, right? I want my friends to make money. I want my friends to be able to feel successful. And you're going to be able to do that when you're rooted in a successful place, which is pharmacy. So another thing that I wanted to tip on though is that really I miss this with other companies is that the owners, the CEOs, they get out in the field. They want to be involved as much as possible. Like when I say that they'll walk up to you and just be like, "Hi, how are you doing? Let's take a picture." They'll small talk. They'll want your feedback on like, what are you liking? Do you have, recommendations on this? That will happen. I promise you, it will happen, especially if you want to give that information. They want to be on the field. So like we have a whole presidencies tour coming up. I think they start in October. There's 3 cities then there's another batch in March, I believe it is. There's like 6 or 7 cities total. There's Houston, there's Canada, there's New York. If I tried to tell every single one, I would fail that quiz right now. But there's just so much happening and going on that they are personally wanting to get on the ground floor and see you and meet you and hang with you and just make you feel seen. And I don't know about you, but that's really important to feel seen when you are showing up. And as you're building your business, you want other people to feel seen. And it's just a full circle effect here. So I could go on and on and on, but I won't. I'm just telling you that it really is a ground floor opportunity here. Tamara said that a while back, and I'll never, ever stop saying it. And also a special shout out to Tamara because she's my stage partner. We walked across for platinum this time again, and my knees shake, and I'm like this leaf that sweats in weird places. And Tamara's like, "You got this. Let's go. Watch Mama Tamara." Like she's taking pictures. So it's just stuff. And we didn't court like we came from the same company before, and we never crossed paths. Like we never had a conversation. So I'm having conversations with people here that I didn't have with anyone at the other company. And I think it's because we're genuinely to our core feeling the potential and the growth and the happiness here. So that's all I had.
I love it. I love it. And I think that's just a fun, exciting note to kind of even end or wrap it all up. But I want you guys to know if you're watching this as a guest or you're watching this on your team, conventions on the team, convention is 100% worth it. It I just can't explain it. Like I said, we will show up online for you all the time, but you're just not. And if there's a president's tour that you can get to within driving distance, any type of event in person, there's going to be some magic there that it just can't be replaced at all. Go ahead, Tam.
I was just going to say, to just add to that, from a business building perspective, you guys, it is so important to show others the community. We all, like Brittany has spoken about content a few times, the videos and the pictures and the fun. Yes, it's wonderful to have that experience in person. But if you're really looking to build your business and you want to have a social media presence and you want to show others like, hey, this isn't just me, this is 150 people from our Real Deal Dream Team. And next year, imagine where that's going to be. I guarantee we're going to be triple, if not 5 times, 10 times the number because we're expanding and we're on the ground floor, like KB said. So use convention as an opportunity, as a business tool too, right? We're business people at the end of the day.
It is a business
A
tool.
thousand.
Any
We'll have
event,
1,000 people next year.
yep, yeah. Any event I think of it as a business tool because if you're here to grow your team, people want to connect and link arms with someone they believe is committed. And what shows more commitment than being able to go to an event? I know that for sure. My enrolling always goes up after an event because they're like, oh yeah, no, she was there, you know? And so just keep that in mind when there's any type of events.
How many people on the call were at the convention? Raise your hand if you're on video and drop a 1 in the chat.
Yeah.
Look at that. See?
That's cool. Love it. So exciting. And so I know, and I was thinking, I saw Melissa Davis. I just want to give her a shout out. She was soaking it all in. This is her first convention ever. Farmasi is also her first direct sales. And she was taking all the pictures, soaking it all in, and just watching her growth over the time has been really cool. So I just want to say, if you haven't signed up yet, get with the person that shot you this video or invited you. You grab a box. I always say they're just quick FAQs, no website fee, no monthly minimum. 125 PV is needed within 6 months to keep your account active. There's no catches there. A lot of people do that within their first order. And I really think that that's the basics that you need to know. You're going to get paid 50% when someone orders through your website, or you'll shop at a 50% discount. You get to double dip on all the things, you know, and we're a good, committed, fun group here. And I really can't wait till whatever next event there is. 100% already got my ticket for a convention next year. So I'm down, and thank you all for jumping on with us tonight. I'll get the recording out because I know you all have a few people you want to send it to. Thanks for seeing all your faces.
Thanks, everyone. That was fun.
So fun. Bye, guys.